All right, let's go over adjusting the markers. The brass marker has some features that make that very easy. All that you're going to do is you're going to take a case, you're going to slide it in. There's grooves here that hold it in so that it doesn't come out when you're rotating it. And this screw here is a stop screw. You take a hex key, either a 5/32 or 4mm, either will work. You put it in and you back it out about 2 turns. And what that does, that blocks the rim. So now the case is in there and it's not going to move out when you adjust the markers. You want to be really careful when you're doing this that you don't unscrew this with it underneath the rim, because you could damage the brass marker doing that. There shouldn't be any resistance when you're unscrewing this or screwing it in, because it's just there to be a stop. It's there to block the rim from coming back out. So once that's in, you can start adjusting your markers. And you just put them in. You could sit it on a bench, you could put a little bit of pressure and tighten it up. You want to do that for each of the markers. Just moderate pressure. I'll usually go back and I'll put a little bit more pressure on the one that's in the rim, which is the center one. Or sorry, that's in the groove. It goes rim, groove, web. And then all you do is screw that screw back in. There'll be a little bit more tension because there's going to be some pressure on it. Just screw it in. It doesn't have to be tight, just tight enough so that it holds. And now do a test. So often you need to do a little bit more adjustment on the one that's inside the groove. So I'll typically just look at where it is and I'll loosen the screw, and with my eye I'll just move it forward a tiny bit. And then try it again. And there you go. Just like that. Nicely marked case. If you're switching brass, brands of brass, or caliber or whatnot, usually you only just have to readjust the one that's in the groove, because these are often cut to different groove depths. But once it's dialed in for a certain make and caliber of brass, then they'll all mark very nicely. And that's all there is to it for setting up the brass marker. And then once you've got it set up, you just use it normally. Replace the markers when they start to get dry. And sometimes you might need to adjust it a little as the felt gets worn down, because you're continuously turning cases against it that may have little cuts and nicks in them. So that'll sometimes chew up the felt a little. And I usually adjust it outside of the stand, and then once I get it adjusted, I can put it into the stand. And I'll make minor adjustments while it's in the stand. That still works pretty good. Anyway, that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.